So the first box we'll look at is the AF Advanced Mouse Box. Obviously this will be used for all your internal mouse control and for your internal non-toxic monitoring. Sturdy box, very tamper resistant, very difficult to get into without the key. And the key features on the outside are the fact that it's embossed with the usual warnings. It would be Terminix branded, and you have room to put a bait box warning label as required by your Identicide product labels. The other two things to note are in this corner you have two holes for a tethering wire, and for the high care sites, if we look underneath, you've got these 3 points here that allow the box to be clipped onto a bait shoe, that bait shoe being secured to the floor. To open the box, the key holes are just in the front of the box there. You simply insert the key, gently lift the key up, and the box opens very easily. Once we're inside the box, if we look at the lid, you have room for your date label. There's a small spike just here which enables you to clip bait in, or it closes on the bait to clip the bait in. And in the bottom of the box you have this moulding just here which will take any of your block bait type baits products. For an optional extra, if you're using paste baits, we do have this small liner which simply inserts there, so you can use paste baits and keep those nice and clean and tidy. And if you're using pasta baits and need a little bit more security, then there is this small bait rod which your pasta can be inserted onto, and that simply inserts into there to hold that in place, and the box snaps shut very easily. The second box in the range is the AF Snapper, and this is the box that gives you protection of snappy mouse traps when you're using traps to control that mice infestation. Again, very sturdy design. One key feature on the outside is the fact you've got this small slot in the lid to enable you to inspect the status of that trap without actually opening the box. Again, if we turn the box over, similar to the AF Advanced mouse box, you have the 3 holes there for locating onto a bait shoe. Now this is the same key, the same mechanism, so insert the key into the locking mechanism and just gently lift, and that box pops open. Once we're inside the box, then you have 2 baffles, 1, 2 either side, in order to direct the mouse into this area here where the killing part of the trap will be situated. The trap then is inserted between the 2 baffles and is set, and as I said, the mouse is then directed into the important part of the trap. Once the box is snapped shut, you can tell whether that is set without looking at it purely by checking this slot here, and you can see there's a yellow band in there which means the trap is still set, nothing caught. And if we trigger it, then once triggered, that band has disappeared. So the next one to show you is the AF rat box, and this is the box that you'll be using for your external rat control. Very sturdy box, well built with 2 individual locks. There is a point at the front of the box here where you can put a cable tie or a small padlock through, and if we look to the rear of the box, then you have 2 tethering points, one there, so that you can tether boxes on wires. Again, in common with all boxes, they're embossed with the Identicide Do Not Touch, and these will be supplied printed with the Terminix logo and the bait station warning label. In order to open this one, again it's the metal key inserted into the lock, lift and pop, and again on the other side that box is then open. The lid is removable, so that allows you then to obviously take that away for cleaning and for servicing. Again, you have a date label in the box, and you have these 4 points just here which are designed to locate the top of the bait pins once the lid is closed for that extra security. Internally within the box you've got a number of options and a number of different things you can do with this box. So it will take trays for your grain, so you can locate 1 or 2 trays of grain bait in the box quite easily. It's designed to take blocks and pasta in one of 2 ways. So that's either on the vertical pins that are supplied, simply thread your bait point, insert the rod into the base there, and that's secure. Or you do have the option to use the longer rod at the front of the box, and again you just simply thread your bait block or pasta onto the box and drop that in to the front like that. So that block then can sit there ready for the rat to come along. It will take a full-blown trap as well, so this can be used for rat traps, and you can place one in there across the tunnel for a typical single kill, or you could, if you wished, actually put 2 traps in, one either side, so you've got that double kill mechanism. And the final thing to say about this is, when we're talking about keeping it clean and tidy and serviced well, if you do have sites where you're using loose grain bait and you want to keep your bait boxes clean and tidy, you do have the option of an integral liner that just slips in there that can be used, let's say, for that purpose of keeping bait boxes very serviceable. When it comes to finishing that service, simply locate the 3 hinges on the lid into the back of the box and a gentle push, and that snaps shut. Next up we have the AF Atom, so slightly smaller than the rat box. All the same features though, embossed with do not touch on the front. This would be printed. Again, tethering point in the back of the box for your wire, and you could use the drainage holes underneath if you wish to secure to concrete or to paving slabs. Now this box is a single lock, it is the same key again. So once again we insert the key and just gently lift, and the box is opened. Lid again is removable, so that makes it easier to service. One key thing to look at on this box is, if you want to use this for traps and rat traps, you can cut this small section here out. That leaves you the money box slot, and you can check the trap without actually opening the box. Inside you will once again have a choice of different rods for your bait, so you've got the very long one which sits there, or you've got smaller horizontal, vertical ones which go into these 2 holes here. And once again we just simply put our bait product, be it blocks or pasta, onto the rod, and that's held at a nice height for the rat to feed. For those that wish to keep their boxes clean and tidy, again you have the option of this liner, or of course if you wish to use grain bait, and that just slots in. And as I've already mentioned, this box will also take a full-blown snappy rat trap, again sitting across the tunnel to direct the rat to the right part of the box. To replace the lid, you simply locate the hinges, slide those in, and that will go together with just a simple snap shut. The final one to show you is the AF tunnel, and this will be your equivalent to the Ranger box that you've been using for trapping of mice, etc. In line with all of our boxes, again the embossing on the front, solid design, and you will have the tethering point both midway down the back of the box there, but also one in each of the 2 corners. Underneath, if we look at the underside of the box, there is this slot here, so if you wish to secure this box to paving or concrete, you can simply put a screw into the ground and this will just slide onto that screw. Now this does have a slightly different locking mechanism, so it's a flat key, and to open it, it does just simply require a sharp push and the lid will once again come away. Now this lid is designed with trapping in mind, and therefore in line with both the snapper and the atom, you have these 3 slots here again that can be cut out to create that slot hole, but you can view the status of the trap without actually having to open the box. Internally you've got three choices of control, so you have blocks and pasta, and these will go onto the rod, and the rod simply clips into the lid with a firm push, and that's then held again at a nice height for the rat to feed. Or you can use this as a trapping box, and this is designed with mouse traps in mind, and you can install into the box two of your mouse traps, again sitting in such a position that they are directed across the key part of the trap for good control. And like I say, when that's closed and those traps are set, you would be able to see the yellow bar or knot through the two slots. It will also take a single rat trap, however this would be one directional depending on which way you position the trap. So you can use these for both rat and mouse traps. Once your control's installed, simply relocate the hinge, and again a gentle push, and that closes.